Well, what's happening in this week's video? We've no hot water and Julia has a shower as she's cleaning the showers fully clothed. Unbelievable. Hi campers, welcome back to the channel. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on when you're watching this. I hope you've all had a really good week. If you've been away in your caravans or your motorhomes, I hope you've enjoyed yourselves. We had our first week open this weekend. And yeah, it was a nice steady start to the year. We just had one motorhome on, and it was, yeah, lovely couple to be fair. And to be fair to them, they said we'll park on gravel. They didn't want to go on grass and spoil it. It's still a little bit damp. We have got a caravan on at the minute. It's not a problem. And I think they're all caravans that's coming this weekend. But it's pretty solid now, to be fair. I think we're all right. Did it go smoothly? Yeah, it was all right. We just did have one hiccup. So obviously the new shower block, toilet block. We'd had a brand new boiler fitted. To be fair, I should have tried it midweek. We tried the hot water and the tap seemed to be fine, but when it was running for a long time, it was going cold. And it's a combi boiler, so it shouldn't have been doing that. So we had a look into it on Saturday morning when they reported it. And we couldn't fathom it, to be fair. So we rung the plumber that fitted it, and to be fair, great service, came out within an hour or so. And he found that there's a little filter inside the boiler on the water system side, and that was slightly blocked. It had pulled a little bit of swarf through from the new copper. He cleaned that, put it back together, and it's working brilliantly now, and it's been working since. So yeah, spot on. It could have been a lot worse. It could have been this weekend when we fully booked, but luckily they were dead understanding. They were sound, really, to be fair. So yeah, that were the only thing really, and it's a nice. Broke us into it nice and steady. So right, this week, what we're doing this week, so it's his first week open, so we're just going to show you a little bit of what goes on, obviously behind the scenes when we are open. I'm going to have a trip out, show you something a little bit local, just so for anybody that wants to come, if they want to have a few hours out, they can go to have a look at Hubbards. So we'll show you that later in the video. But yeah, sit back and enjoy, and we'll catch you at the end. Yeah, just get a few little last minute jobs done. Just going to give this Elson Point a bit of a makeover. We paint it, we did paint it last year, we paint it every year probably, just with garage floor paint. Just gives it a cleaner look. And then we'll just finish the tops off with the wood, just where I think they've been standing on it when they've been rendering. It's just all come off. Bit of jet washing to do round site on the paths, and then I think we're ready to go. We are ready to go as of this Friday. Weather looks like it's taking a bit of a turn. It's cooled down a little bit. I think the forecast snow Thursday for some parts, but can't see us getting any down here. Might get a little bit of rain. Yeah, so another job I didn't think I'd have to do is, I don't know if you can see it, we've got a septic tank for the campsite, and when we had all them floods a couple of weeks back, we noticed this had filled up. Obviously it's a sealed unit. We thought a lot of the water were getting through the Elson Point that I've just painted, but we found out since, when I've had a bit of investigation works, I'll just see if I can show you. You've got these soil pipes that are coming up like the vents, the orange pipes. Well, one of those isn't seated properly. So I think what's happening is when the ground's becoming saturated around it, it's obviously seeping into the tank that way. So what I'm going to do is try and lift this top manhole cover off, dig the pipe to the left out and try and resit that, and then it becomes back a sealed unit again. These are just vent pipes, I think. They don't handle any sewage or any water. So yeah, that's a job I didn't think I'd have to do this week, but we're going to give that a go now, and hopefully it won't take too long. It's jobs like this we don't really want to be doing before we open, you know.
3 days before we open, and we're having to make a bit of a mess like this, but we need to sort it. So obviously once we open and this Elson Point's being used, like I said, it's been cleaned at the end of last season, so it hasn't actually been used, so it's clean. But once it's been used, obviously if it does fill up with rainwater, the only way we can empty it then is to get cesspool said back in, and obviously get it away in a tanker, which is 250 quid every time, I think. So I need to seal it up today, and then hopefully it'll last us at least half the season before we have to have it emptied. So yeah, you can see the so there's just the soil pipe sticking up, so we can remove one of those soil pipes and rebed it in, and hopefully it shouldn't be too bad. As you can see, I've dug it out, and it's just a socket, and that socket, it will just come out of that socket. I think it's never been lined up properly, to be honest. It's on a bit of a funny angle, so I'm going to I've got it sat there right now. I'm going to seal that up with some sealant, let it go off, and then backfill it, and then put it all back together. Hopefully that should have solved it.
Cutting grass at the crack of dawn, mower roaring like it wants a medal on the lawn. Streaming edges like a man possessed, guess still sleeping while we're looking our best. Sun's coming up and the bins go out. We're grafting hard, that's what we're about. From the pitches to the loose, we keep it clean. Halfway house crew running like a dream. We're cutting grass, cleaning toilets, living that glamorous life, don't spoil it. Halfway house where the graft meets the grin, do the hard work.
Well, it's Monday morning. Nobody on site at the minute. The guests that we had over the weekend, they went yesterday, Sunday, and we've got a couple coming today. They're staying for 8 nights. But last night we had I don't know, we were a bit of I won't say a storm, but for about half an hour the wind got up and it was like a little mini tornado. We were in the house and it was horrendous. We've come out this morning, and I'll just show you a little bit of damage really. We've got on the floor, you can really make it out, but there's it's like a weathercock that's literally just snapped off from the bracket there. I turn around, going in the tool shed, and with the brackets for the hanging basket are snapped. Literally just snapped the screw clean off. And then I haven't got a video of this, but we've got a still which we'll show you now. How it's blown this gate off the hinges, I do not know, but it has. So I'm just going to have a walk up top and see if we've any trees down or anything. We've got the bin. The bin's taking a bit of a dive. To be fair, there's nothing in this bin, it's a glass bin, so that's probably why. But yes, I'll go have a walk up and just make sure we've no damage anywhere else. No, luckily we're all good. There's no trees down, so that's a bonus. I usually have a couple of willow trees snap, just a few branches kicking about. Just an hare's run out on me and made me jump. Bloody massive are these hares up here, like dogs. But yeah, we'll the guest checked out yesterday afternoon, so we'll go now and clean the toilets, clean the showers, empty all the bins, ready for this week's guests. So we've got a couple coming today. They'll stay for 8 nights. Thursday we've got 3 coming, I think, and then Friday we've got the last one, fully booked through till Monday. So yeah, we've got a pop-up bar as well, so we've got to get that ready this week. So we'll get cracked on. Got his gate back on. How that come off I do not know, but hung it back on, just nipped the bolt so it maybe vibrated loose on the hinges, but all back on. Next. So we've got that back up. I'm just going to touch it up. It's obviously been swinging in wind all night, so it's taking all paint off. Just give it a touch up. Looks a nice day, but the wind's so cold, it's icy. The weather is supposed to be picking up a little bit this week, as in temperature wise. I think it's to be a wet Easter, but quite early this year, it's Easter, isn't it? So yeah, that's all the damage. Some bats sorted out this morning. Next job is the job we wanted to do is in the toilets. Just on the doors, we're going to just fit the draft excluder. Just where there's a little bit of a gap. They're not the best fitting doors, like I said earlier on in the one of the other videos. We are going to hopefully replace these doors at some point. But yeah, we're going to fit a draft excluder top and bottom, and hopefully it'll just help keep that draft out and stop any dust blowing in every time it gets windy. We get quite a lot of debris blowing into the toilets. So yeah, we're going to do that on both doors this morning before anybody arrives. And then we'll give them a good clean. Yeah, ready to go again. So yeah, we've got 4 of the brush type. So I'm just going to cut these down to the size of the width of the door. Like I said, screw one top and bottom. Like that. And hopefully it'll just stop some of that draft and some of the debris from coming in. So we'll go get some tools and get that one done. I don't know why they have to sellotape everything to everything. So, all done. Just stops, obviously that downside, but it stops mainly at bottom really. Stops leaves blowing in and bits and bats, and hopefully stop a bit of the draft and keep it a bit of the heating. Yeah, so one of the jobs we do, well, we do it every other day really, but is the bins. Obviously we have a recycling. We haven't been busy this weekend, so there's not much in these two. But obviously we have to decant out of these and put into some proper commercial bins. But one of the jobs is sort of sort through it a little bit, because if they're contaminated, so if there's any general waste in the recycling waste, or vice versa, we get charged a surcharge. So we've got to be careful. It's like, I don't know why, but for some reason we're not allowed to put glass in the recycling. Domestic bins we can do, but the commercial bins we can't put glass bottles in. So we have a glass bin, and I take that to the glass recycling in town. So yeah, it's not the best of jobs, but just sort of go through it roughly and just try and make sure that there's nothing in. Usually it's bottles in the recycling bin, but to be fair to people, you know, you normally can at most places. It's just on the commercial waste they want it separate. But apart from that, we don't have any problems really. So yeah, do this and then empty the toilet bins. And then Julia's going to clean the toilets, and then we're all good to go again for another day or so. Like I said, we've only got one booked on this week till Thursday, and then we are full Thursday, so it'll be a little bit busier. So I do it every day then. To the toilets twice a day. So yeah, so we'll get these emptied. And then what I'm going to do then before 12, the pitch, the next visitors are on. I'm just going to give that a quick cut because they're on for 8 days. So I cut it on Friday, but if I don't cut it today, come the weekend it'll be a little bit too long. So what I normally do is jump on. If we've got somebody coming for, you know, more than 3 or 4 days, we give it a cut on the morning they're coming. So obviously it's not too long by the time they leave. One of the things we've done this year, still windy today. One of the things we've done this year, we've sort of marked the pitches out a little bit, and we cut the grass on the pitch a little bit shorter than the rest of the field, so you can see the pitch area really. And there's plenty of room, so we like to say to people, you park whichever way you want. We're not strict on that. You can park sideways, diagonally, whichever way you want, as long as we keep the 6 metre rule, which is not an issue here at all. So yeah, they're going to go on pitch 1 or pitch 5 as a new guest, because I think the weekend we've got 3 that's coming that all know each other, so they all want to be together. So these that staying for the 8 days, we'll put them on pitch 1, and then Thursday when the 3 guests come, they can all go on 2, 3 and 4, and then we've got somebody else then coming who'll go on 5. So yeah, so it's nice and sunny. It's a little bit cooler than I thought it was going to be. I think it's to warm up as the week goes on. But yeah, so once we've done the toilet bins, we'll jump on here. Just take 5 minutes, just give the picture a close cut, and then probably Thursday morning I'll do the main field, cut the whole field, and then cut the other pictures as well short, and then they're okay for the Easter weekend. So yeah, we'll get the bins done in the toilets now, and then we'll get on the lawnmower. They'll be funny how to get in the bins.
House crew running like a dream. We're cutting grass, cleaning toilets, living that glamorous life, don't spoil it. Halfway house where the graph meets the grin. Do the hard work first, then the good times begin. Woo! Then the good times begin. Toilet brush in one hand, pride in the other. Bleach so strong it can knock out your mother. Shiny floors, fresh air, no if inside. We keep it sparkling morning till night. Guests rolling, saying what a lovely place. They don't see the sweat dripping down our face, but that's the magic. Keep it smooth, keep it slick. Behind the scenes we're moving quick. We're cutting grass, cleaning toilets, living that glamorous life, don't spoil it.
Yeah, so no job we do in the morning before anybody comes is we allocate the pictures. Obviously if we're quiet, we let people choose the pictures themselves, but obviously if we're fully booked, we have to sort of do that a little bit, because some people do come as with friends, so obviously they like to be packed together. So we put all the picture numbers up here, and we'll hang each one with the welcome packs and everything, so when they check in it's quite a quick process. So yeah, so that's everything done, just the grass to cut, and then I'm done for the day. I've got to go back to being an electrician this afternoon, do a proper job. So it's actually warming up a little bit. To use it petrol quite sparingly. It's getting a bit went out this morning to pick some bits up, and there must have been queuing 20 deep at petrol station. Absolutely crazy, just causing the issue ourselves. Use it sparingly, says me overfilling it. Last me a couple of weeks now, that, hopefully. So yep, we'll go. give them a trim. Problem?
Yeah.
You got wet in the shower, didn't you?
Didn't shower and it was cold. So don't polish the tap, the top tap. Just leave it. Twice I did it.
A bit wet, aren't you?
Twice I did it.
There you go. Here, look, come here. What did you do?
Complete shower.
Well, you were stood in it.
Well, I stood in it.
Nice.
There's no other way. No other way. I'll just get you
Off a rocket.
Sun came up on a half-cut field, mud on boots and a rusted wheel. Jill's out there with a coffee in hand, saying this'll be ready just like we planned. Posts go in and the hedges fall. Old tin shed by the brook.
Yeah, that's pitch 1 and 5. Had a close cut on the pitch area. So when they come this afternoon, they can choose whether they want pitch 1 or 5. Like I say, we always give them a choice if there's availability, but because we are busy next weekend and 3 of them have booked all together, and obviously we want to park them together, so I'm just going to sort of do a bit of pitch management, but looking good. Yeah, so we thought we'd come out somewhere local and show you a little bit of what we've got locally. So just 5-minute, 6-minute drive from halfway house, we've got Hubbards Hills, which is a sort of a walk really, and as you can see there's a stream. Nice place in the summer, the kids are playing in the stream, picnic areas, and like I say, it's not far at all. Nice place if you've got a dog to bring a dog. But we'll have a walk around and we'll show you a little bit about Hubbards Hills. It is a little bit quiet at the minute because it's 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm still sort of getting comfortable really filming in public. It's alright doing it around the campsite, but doing it in public's a different matter really. So I've come quite early this morning. There's a couple of joggers about, maybe a couple of people walking the dogs. But yeah, really quiet, really nice actually. Nice time to come. Yeah, I'm just turning around. There's quite a lot of old fallen trees that have been here years and years. As we get a little bit deeper into the park, I'll sort of tell you a little bit of history about Hubbards Hills. Plenty of squirrels. So I love a little stream. Great in the summer. You come down in the summer and there's usually kids playing, and then I think it's September they have a duck race.
to the Lions Club, which is well supported. You can actually walk right down, and then as you get to the bottom, you can the steps, and then just at the top of that hill, I don't think the camera justifies how steep that hill is, but there's a path at the top that you can walk back along the golf course, side of the golf course, on the top of the hill. And it's not that steep steps at the far end, but obviously at this point it is quite high, but it's a really good viewing point up there. So when you get to the far end, there's actually a toilet block. It's sort of between 9 and 4. And they are quite clean, really. And then obviously you've got a pay and display car park. These are free car park, but a small one at the far end. Sort of pay and display. And then the wood shed there, you can see, is actually a cafe. So yeah, it's somewhere to kill an hour or so. Nice little walk. We'll have a walk back up now, and then we'll walk up the top side of the golf course and walk back to the car that way. Great, I don't know if the microphone's picking it up, but the amount of wildlife and birds you can hear this early in the morning is great. Yeah, so as we climb the steps, so Hubbards Hill's a 40-metre valley, and it was created through glacier meltwater in the last ice age, cutting through the chalk hills. So yeah, it's, I don't know, I should have counted the steps really, but it's a bit of a climb to the top, and as you get to the top you come to the golf club, and you can actually, there's a public footpath across the golf club as well. You can walk through, or you can walk across the top of the hills and then back down at the other side where we were 10 minutes ago. Yeah, I don't know if you can see how steep it is really, but see the stream at the bottom. Really big old oak trees. Yes, there we go. You'll enjoyed this week's video. So yeah, what can we tell you about this weekend? If you're fortunate enough to be coming down to visit us this weekend, can't wait to meet you. If you're going somewhere else, have a great weekend obviously. We'll just sort of a little bit about what's going on in the area this weekend. Obviously there's quite a lot going on, but we've picked 2 or 3 out. In Mablethorpe, which is literally 15-20 minutes down the road, over the Easter weekend for 3 days, we've got a continental street market. We went last year, it was really good. So if you're into your continental food and street foods and bits and bats, definitely worth a visit. One of the other things we've got on, Cadwell Park, which again quite local to us, 5 or 6 mile away. Cadwell Park, they've got vintage motorcycle racing on. That's Saturday and Sunday, so that should be pretty good if you're into your motorbikes. And last but not least, Market Raisin. So Market Raisin races, that's about 25 minutes car drive away. Really good day out, to be fair. Nice little quaint course if you're into your horse racing, but there's also a classic car show on within the grounds as well, and I think it's £12 if you get your tickets in advance. You just book online and then you get like a QR code and you go in. So I think we'll probably go into that on Sunday. We do like Market Raisin, it's a great day out, to be fair. So yeah, so that's if you're coming down to visit us, or if you're in the area, any of those events, well worth a look. And the weather's looking pretty good as well, to be fair, compared to some other places. I think we've got about a 20% chance of rain on Friday,
but the temperatures are sort of picking up slowly. I think it says about 15, 16. Dry Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and we might get a little bit of rain on Tuesday. So yeah, it's not too bad really. I'd say Easter's a little bit earlier this year. It's not too bad at all. So yeah, so if you're coming down, we can't wait to see you. If you're going somewhere else, have a great weekend. Hope you enjoy yourselves. And we shall catch up next Wednesday. We have got plenty of availability now going forward next week and into next weekend. So if you want to book, by all means have a look. www.halfwayhousetouring.co.uk. You can have a look, book online, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Don't forget, give us a like, give us a subscribe. It really is appreciated. See you all later, guys. Look after yourselves. Bye bye.